Alright, so what's up guys? So we are out here on another run, out here in, let's see, it's 1 p.m. now. It is super hot out right now, and we are heading out on another adventure, a running adventure. So here we go, let's go. Oh yeah, to give some hype and motivation for our run, because you know that helps with your run and with accomplishing your goal, which in my case is to run 10 miles today. So let's see what happens, take it as we go and make it forward. So let's see, here we go. We'll start with a little trick over that walk sign, navigate around into the grass, away from people. Let's see. Oh, and we had a little mess up right there, but it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna continue out here in the shade. Thankfully, you know we can't complain about that, right? So, here we go. So let's talk about motivation, what it means to be motivated. So today when I woke up, I felt a little tired. I'll admit that I didn't really feel the most pumped or excited or ready to do this little activity here, but something in me kept me going after it. So in my case, it was my purpose, I'll call it that. And it was a reason that I have in the back of my mind to keep going. In fact, it's what keeps me going. It's a statement, or fact, something that drives you, a deep-seated reason as to why you're doing what you're doing. And it can be applied for anything. Simply waking up and getting up and going to work can be quite difficult for many people. You see, a lot of people might be lacking, that little reason or their purpose, to keep them, giving them a reason to go to work and improve themselves in the workplace, improve their finances, improve their leadership skills, simply to improve their ability to do the job that they either study for or spent their whole life trying to get into the position they are now. And you would think that simply getting into that position would be enough to keep them at it. There might be people that say that, wow, I'm a doctor now, I'm a lawyer, I earned it, I made it. And to the outside world, that might appear to be like that. They might appear to have it all made, to have everything going for them, and they can ultimately do nothing wrong. But that might be how it appears from the outset. That person, you have no idea, might be, who might be either depressed or unfulfilled, which is a quite scary thing if you think about it. Because you could be, you could have everything you ever wanted in life, every achievement, everything you've ever wanted to do. You could have that all said and done, everything, every accolade, every milestone written down on a piece of paper with a checkbox next to it and a nice little check on it saying, I did this, I accomplished this. But with that in mind, what is it if you have nothing behind that goal or milestone? Nothing no reasoning behind it, no logic behind it, no inner workings, which is what comes with purpose. Purpose is what drives you forward in whatever you're doing. It makes you keep going, gives you a reason. You know, you can often ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I trying? You know, in my case, it's getting up and running. And this morning, I'll admit to you, I asked myself, why am I doing this? I woke up groggy, I woke up tired, I didn't get the best sleep last night, but I still pushed myself to go out here and run. And it wasn't by accident, it wasn't a mindless thing to get myself up and out here. I might even still be at home, you know, pensive, thinking, oh, should I do it? It's hot out there, maybe let's wait for the sun to set a little bit. Let's take it easy. And that might not be the best course of action to take, especially if you want to make some serious gains. And in my case, I do. I want to be the fastest I've ever been. I want to be the strongest I've ever been. I want to have the most endurance. Whatever it may be, I'm striving for more. And how can I strive for more and achieve everything I've ever wanted without having something there to push me forward? Now you can argue that that's where a mentor or somebody, a physical being or a coach, someone there behind you to motivate you there and to get to where you want to go, yes, that might be helpful. But let's say you can't afford that or you don't have access to that. So in that case, you have to be your own mentor. You have to be your own coach. You have to be that person that pushes you forward. And it's as tough as that may sound, it's a harsh reality for a lot of us. So with that in mind, you gotta be at times on yourself, watching your every move, double checking what you did today. And one method that could help with that is what you probably heard earlier about writing everything down. You know, that's such a big step. I often went so long in my life, you know, as a college student and working and trying to work out and do all these different things. I made the easy mistake of not writing everything down, you know, keeping it all in my head. And you could argue that that's what creates stress, you know, that creates anxiety, because you're creating, you know, there's a concept called mental RAM. Just like a computer, our minds function like that. You know, they handle different processes at once. You know, for me, that RAM is being divided, you know, between me juggling and running, and watching out for cars and talking to you. But let's say we have too much RAM being used. You know, I'd go crazy. I wouldn't be able to do everything at once, or at least proficiency. You know, I'd probably wipe out, I'd probably get hit by a car, whatever. But, you know, where that comes into mind, you know, when you're doing these daily tasks, is to write everything down. Create a list, you know, put a checkbox next to that. Have your goals, have your objectives there. And one big thing you might start to realize this is, you know, is that in my day, one of the big highlights is when I get to go to that list, go back to it, see every checkbox, and tell myself, hey, I did this, you know, and I get to put that nice check mark next to it. Such a great feeling. Oftentimes, you might feel better ticking those boxes than you do than actually accomplishing those goals, which is a cool thing within itself. So if that's what drives you, if that's a way you can possibly do that, why wouldn't you do that? You know, that would be an easy trick. I gotta yell, of course, So what are you doing if you're putting everything in the back of your mind? I'll do this later. I'll remember to do this. You probably won't. And if you do, it might stress you out. You might be like, man, I gotta do this, man. This is on the back of my mind. And guess what? You might be doing something that has no idea, to do with that. You might be at work, you might be at home, you might be on the beach, and you got that project sitting in the back of your mind, cooking like a barbecue chicken and sizzling. And that within itself will take your mind off of where it's supposed to be, whether it's at the beach, whether it's at work, whether it's at the library studying. How could you study one subject if you got your mind on 10 different things? So with that, you got to write things down, put them in a schedule, create an agenda of what you're gonna do throughout your day-to-day life. It's just something I have. I not only have it, all the goals and tasks written down, I have it in a timely manner. I got a schedule that I gotta follow. Every day, Monday through Friday, for every hour, I have my time allocated. I have what I'm gonna do by the hour, and even I allocate, because sometimes, we're not perfect out here. We might run late, things might take longer than expected. We might even arrive earlier than expected and do things quickly. So you have to generate, some wiggle room for yourself. And that you can't be too hard on your time constraints, even though that might be really good and efficient, but you never know. Things happen, things pop up. It's normal, it's life, it happens. So that's what we got for that little spiel.